Welcome to my channel, guys. My name is Lars. I'm a third-year medical student in Târgu, Romania, and in this video I want to talk about 5 facts that I would like to have known before starting medical school. And to make it a bit more interesting, I'm going to make this a challenge. As you can see, I'm in an office right now, and for every fact that I'm going to tell you, I'm going to choose a different location. So let's see. Location number 1 and fact number 1. Please don't ask me why there's a letter in the background. I have no idea what it's doing here. It is not that hard. And by this I mean, of course you're going to face some problems, you have to study and so on, but I want to take you the fear of failure, because it's doable. People pass those exams before, and if you struggle with the material and the amount of stuff you have to learn in a certain time, just think about the fact that many people pass those exams before you. Those medical students are now in the higher year, or they already became a doctor, and stop worrying. Many people did it before, and so are you going to pass those exams. I think that's the first burden, which is the most important, that it is not about how intelligent you are, that you have to have good grades in chemistry, physics, mathematics, whatsoever, to pass medical school. It's more about being smart, dedicated and ambitious, that you put in the work which is needed to get those hours of studying, to show up every day, and to just continuously progress with your flashcards, and I think then you'll be fine. So that was the first fact. Now let's take a look for another location. There we go, location number 2. Running? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we took the first burden, which is, I already forgot what I was talking about. Short-term memory on point. But number 2, it is, every beginning is hard. So if you're really looking forward to this, and it's like your number 1 goal to get into medical school, and then you start getting disappointed because you were expecting to go to the clinic, do some cool stuff, learn how to draw blood, and all those things which you've seen in series like Dr. House or whatever, and then you're just sitting there in your books and been studying all day, and you're getting disappointed, think about quitting, and you'll have to realize that the first couple semesters are just about the basics and about theory, and that it is not that practical. Though there's still going to be some topics which you're going to be interested in, but keep in mind it's going to get better. Right now I'm in the 3rd year of medical school, and I can confirm it's much better right now. We have clinical cases. It's not about that much bulk learning anymore, to just get the information in and then put it on the paper again. It's now getting more into the direction where you have to use your knowledge and really conclude stuff, and yeah, it's just getting much more interesting now in the upper years. So be aware of this, and then it might get a bit easier for you. And don't think about quitting or dropping out at this point, because you're going to regret it afterwards. Yeah, change of scenery. And this is our next spot. I hope I didn't break it. In the end, they're going to charge me for the broken furniture. But that aside, 10 points isn't worth it. And you might be thinking that no, he's wrong, I'm always going for the top level grades and I want to be on top of the class and leading with my grades, but in my opinion it's not worth it, because the questions which lead to 10 points are usually very specific and you have to be very attentive during lecture and class. And I still want to have some free time. I want to do stuff like this, to make videos for you guys, and by just using some of my time and getting enough results to pass the exams, I'm much more happier than I would be with just been studying and then instead of getting an 8 or 7, get a 9 or 10. It makes no difference for me. And I guess it's the same for you. So keep in mind, I apply for myself the Pareto principle, the 20-80 rule, so that I use about 20% of my energy to get about 80% of the results. So that in this way I'm able to take the rest of my time and focus and energy for other things, like working out, making up returns, videos, I already mentioned that, and just keep it balanced. Don't freak out about the grades. Okay, number 4, how about going outside? By the way, I think that's this famous street here in Cape Town, Burke Street, is it called, if I'm not wrong? Yeah, just a little side note. Okay, I just went upstairs to check out the view there. Next fact is going to be upstairs, and fact number 4 is that I have to admit I forgot it. Where are my notes? Okay, ready. Number 4. Work smart, not hard. Very suitable for the previous point with the 80-20 rule. In my opinion, you can focus very good on the topics which are the most important by using older exams, by listening to what the professor is saying in the lecture, or going through his slides and figuring out what are the main points for this subject and this specific exam. That way you can avoid learning all of the material and learning some facts or principles, whatever, which is not really mandatory for the exam and is just a side note and not that important. So I would rather focus on the most frequently asked material or from older exams, for example, instead of other stuff, because that way it's kind of a safe bet and you can't go wrong with these if the professor or teacher has asked those topics in the previous years. Yeah, so you might save a lot of time and work due to this, and I think that's the best way to do it. So maybe also have a talk with students from upper years they might give you some tips and telling you how it was before during the previous exam sessions and what is required by this teacher. So yeah, number 5, let's go upstairs. Okay, I hope you can hear me. The wind is quite strong up here. Back there's the ocean, maybe you can see it. Yeah. So, fact number 5. You can't know everything. Maybe ask your GP if you already started about some stuff which you've learned in the first semester. Of course not anatomy, everyone should know about anatomy. But I guess none of them is going to remember the citric acid cycle or other basic principles of biochemistry or other subjects which you have in the first and second year, besides anatomy, physiology and so on, of course. And that's why you shouldn't worry about you being not smart enough, not intelligent enough or whatever, having issues remembering everything, because most of the topics are really just for the exams and you won't use them later on. Of course, it's a different story if you're going in a certain specialty, then you might need some of those, but please don't worry about that. Yeah, so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you have some questions about studying medicine in Romania or medical school in general, or about Cape Town. I don't know. So if you enjoyed the video, leave me a like or a comment and see you in the next video.